Uptime Hack, The Art of Happiness, by Dalai Lama 14, Howard C. Cutler. In a nutshell, the art of happiness is the result of a psychiatrist's interview with the Dalai Lama, exploring how he personally achieved inner peace, calmness, and happiness. Favorite quote: "My religion is very simple. My religion is kindness." Dalai Lama. Introduction. Life is long if you know how to use it. Seneca. It's easy to get so caught up in our daily existence that we don't realize how short life can truly be. If you've ever experienced the death of a loved one, and the pain that comes with it, you've probably even questioned the overall meaning of life. This book suggests that, perhaps, our duty is to find one for ourselves. We must direct our actions and intentions towards a goal that gives us purpose and drive. In The Art of Happiness, through Howard C. Cutler's interviews with the 14th Dalai Lama, find out how you can unlock your life's potential by embracing a state of love, acceptance, and kindness. Finding inner peace isn't synonymous with inaction. On the contrary, peace can be a major source of motivation in your life, one that allows you to look at your life and your environment with objectivity and clarity. Here are 3 key insights from this book. 1. You don't have to be religious in order to be spiritual. 2. Life's only constant is change. 3. Know your limits. Insight 1. You don't have to be religious in order to be spiritual. When it comes to spirituality, the Dalai Lama says it doesn't matter which religion we belong to, or whether we belong to any, for that matter. He believes in basic spirituality, being compassionate, a good person, and caring for one another. We each have our own way of dealing with suffering, spirituality, and life's big questions, and none of them are right or wrong. It might be meditation, religion, or simply considering life's bigger picture, understanding that there is a meaning behind everything, and learning from both good and bad events. Ask yourself what being spiritual means to you. Remember to never let anyone tell you you're wrong. The way you want to engage with your belief is your choice and your choice only. This insight in action. Discover the practices that make you closer to happiness. In every religion and spiritual belief, certain practices are followed by believers to bring themselves closer to true happiness. Practicing something, even just a movement, can ground you and help you reach new states of consciousness. Don't just focus on belief, embrace actions. Insight 2. Life's only constant is change. When asked about suffering, the Dalai Lama reminds us that most Westerners make the mistake of believing that suffering is unnatural, something we should run away from and avoid at all costs. Suffering is a part of life, he says, but by rejecting it we make victims of ourselves and start assigning blame when there's really none to be assigned. The only constant in our lives is change. As contradictory as it may sound, it means we have to learn to let go. Resistance to change leads to suffering. As a matter of fact, it is the root cause of suffering. Once we accept the change, we can openly address it, find the meaning in it, and learn from it. We can complain and moan about slamming our car door and hurting our hand, yell at the cashier for being too slow, or cry for hours after a hurtful breakup. But when we accept change, that's when progress happens. It's when we calm down and turn the situation around. That's the path to happiness. This insight in action. Embrace a state of acceptance. What we resist persists. When a hurtful event occurs, accept the pain and the sorrow that comes with it. Resisting it will only amplify the feelings and the pain. When we let go of control, we gain clarity, and move closer towards happiness. Insight 3. Know your limits. There are a lot of different approaches to building confidence, most of them being based on challenging yourself. The Dalai Lama has a great alternative point of view here, knowing our limits. We should be honest with ourselves and others about what we can and can't do. If we're okay with not knowing everything, then we can openly admit it, and won't feel like a fraud. So rather than building confidence from the outside, build confidence from the inside by allowing yourself to be honest. And if you don't understand something, try this. Say, "I don't understand." People will automatically explain their point. Being okay with our limits, however, means knowing what they are in advance. And that requires self-awareness. So, do an audit on yourself. What are you really good at? What do you suck at? Go all in on those strengths and be honest with yourself and the world around you. This insight in action. Journal to get to know you better. Putting things on paper always gives us a sense of clarity. If you're trying to reach happiness, you need to know what it means to you. Write it all down. What do you need and want from life? How do you expect to achieve it? Take action. Discover the practices that make you closer to happiness. In every religion and spiritual belief, certain practices are followed by believers to bring themselves closer to true happiness. Practicing something, even just a movement, can ground you and help you reach new states of consciousness. Don't just focus on belief, embrace actions. Embrace a state of acceptance. What we resist persists. When a hurtful event occurs, accept the pain and the sorrow that comes with it. Resisting it will only amplify the feelings and the pain. When we let go of control, we gain clarity, and move closer towards happiness. Journal to get to know you better. Putting things on paper always gives us a sense of clarity. If you're trying to reach happiness, you need to know what it means to you. Write it all down. What do you need and want from life? How do you expect to achieve it? Wrap up. The Dalai Lama's wisdom brings great life lessons to the table. It takes a while to process a tragic turn of events in our lives, and the shock of it is often the most painful part. But learning to handle these feelings is key to reaching happiness. Life is about finding meaning in work that you enjoy, until everything beautifully comes together in the big picture.